Hey y'all, this is my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Can y'all believe it's still going on? But they are giving us a season. Like, it started off slow, but the ladies are giving it. And like I said on Twitter, who would have thought Real Housewives of OC, Miami, and Salt Lake City are all giving? And I'm living. Anywho, yeah, I can't believe we're on episode 15. Like, the reunion is coming up. I think it's being filmed this week. And I want to say we're going to have 18 episodes and hopefully a 3-part reunion, not a 4. It does warrant 3 parts, but again, if it's 4, I really am going to erupt. I really am. But anyway, the episode opens with a montage of what the ladies are doing. We see Whitney looking over the venue for her business relaunch. We see Lisa scrubbing toilets. Heather just bought her business partner a new car. I just love Heather, she's so nice. And now we're with Jenny pulling up in her lime green Lamborghini to visit her husband at his job. Again, I could have went without seeing her toxic mess of a husband who wants his sister wife. So she's being a good housewife and dropping off her husband some lunch. They're eating together. And she's about to tell him about her faux lunch with the other ladies. And she told him it was horrible. And I'm like, Jenny, girl, what did you expect? I mean, usually the dinners on Housewives never go great. Lord, but meanwhile, we cut to Mary, and she's meeting up with Meredith for lunch. Ooh, that wig already, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's not disheveled and ratty, it's just the color of it. It just doesn't fit her at all. And I hate what she's wearing. Oh, and if you're a Mary fan, by the way, you might want to skip this video because I'm going to go in. So she's meeting up with Meredith, like I said, and I just don't get their friendship. I really don't. And I'm like, what does Mary have on Meredith? Or is Meredith under some spell that Mary put her under? I just don't get it. So they get to talking, and Lion Mary tells Meredith how she was saying how she had Jen's back and how Jenny interrupted her and she didn't appreciate that. Mary then starts to imitate Jenny's accent to what she said to her, and Meredith's reaction is this reaction that white people give sometimes, like, she kind of chuckled, but she was like, let's not do the character impressions, please. And then Mary knew what she was doing when she said, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Bitch, she knew what she was doing. It was offensive. That's strike 3 for you. First, you commented on this woman's slanted eyes, then her yellow skin, and now you're imitating her accent? Come on, like the microaggressions? Like, it's crazy. And we know if it was the other way around, if somebody said to Mary, like, oh, I just love your colored skin, or, oh, can I feel your hair? Like, we would be in an uproar. So I don't really care for what she's doing with Jenny right now. It's very inappropriate. And the fact that nobody calls Mary out, like, seriously and not, like, laugh about it, it's really problematic. But anyway, Mary's saying, yeah, I did say a lot of things about Jen, but so what? That's none of your business. Well, you're actually lying, and it is all of our business because I was there when you was telling me about Jen being a crook. And a Mexican thug, by the way. And then Meredith's just shaking her head like, right? Like, you're not gonna call her out, Meredith? So we cut back to Jenny talking to her husband about the luncheon, and she mentions how much Mary is a liar, and then she brings up the slanted eye comment, and her husband was like, what? Rightfully so, and they're just talking about how offensive that is. And I think everyone should know, especially a grown-ass woman like Mary, that telling an Asian person about their slanted eyes is offensive. Jenny's in her confessional talking about that Mary, out of all people, should understand why I'm offended, and I don't know why she didn't mention, like, well, Mary's a minority as well, so she should understand these microaggressions. But what I think Jenny and the other women fail to realize is that Mary is a self-hating classist bigot, and there's no saving her. So now we're back with Mary and Meredith, and Mary feels that Jenny shouldn't be able to tell her just anything she wants to her. And she says that she's a reflection of her good friend Lisa. Mary just don't like that she's being called out finally by somebody in this group. And finally, Jenny has shown up to work to call out Mary and her bullshit. And Meredith is not giving anything to the conversation. She's like, I get what you're saying, but it seems that Jenny has a little bit of a temper. Meredith is lost right now. Like, she's in a smoke screen. Like, for some reason, she keeps condoning Mary's behavior. It's clear that Mary doesn't see it for Lisa now, and now she's asking Meredith where is she with Lisa, because, I mean, they were introduced to us as like best friends. Ooh, y'all, we have some little breaking news right now. So as I'm watching this scene, I was looking at my phone. Jenny has responded to seeing Mary imitate her and seeing Meredith just kind of laugh at it. Jenny says, racism in any form is racism. This is what my husband and I grew up with daily. To be silent or to laugh while someone is being racist is to be complicit. And underneath this, she has a screenshot of Meredith laughing. So it looks like Jenny isn't letting Meredith off the hook for that. Ooh, this reunion is gonna be so good. So from Meredith's response to Mary, it looks like Meredith is still holding some resentment to Lisa for befriending gent. Lord, she's still talking about her son. Lord, we have gotten over that. That was like the first 2, 3, 4 episodes. Nobody cares anymore. It's not about you, Meredith. I really can't believe Mary crazy ass has come between Lisa and Meredith's like what, over 10-year friendship? So next scene we're with Lisa and she's sending her son off to prom. While this is nice and heartfelt, I'm gonna fast forward. So next scene we're with Whitney and Heather's coming over to visit. They are definitely the frick and frack of Salt Lake City. So Whitney has Heather over to help her out with her upcoming event. She's really stressed and she also put half her family's savings into the rebrand of her business. I hope it worked out for her, and it doesn't help that her husband was in the news for some type of legal situation. I forgot what it was about. Damn, I wish I just had like $300,000 sitting in my bank account. So now they're all talking about who's invited to Whitney's gathering. It's basically, her brand ambassadors as well as all the ladies, including Mary and including Jen. It also seems like her and Lisa are in a good place as well. But I'm guessing it's because they have a common enemy in Mary. So Whitney is telling Heather the last time she met up with Lisa, Lisa told her that Mary said, see what happens when you mess with my church? You go to jail. So Heather and Whitney gets from that phrase that Mary has something to do with Jim being arrested. Just because crazy ass Mary says that doesn't mean that she contacted the feds or whatever. Like, as we all know, they've been investigating Jim. If anybody else needs to be investigated, it's Mary her damn self. While they are making up this conspiracy theory about Mary as they go, it was like, oh well, she wasn't on the bus when we went to Vail. And, it was her and Meredith in cahoots. And, that Meredith hired a private eye, right? So maybe they did this. Like, y'all, come on. I get it. I can't stand Mary. And Jen, she's definitely going to jail for her crimes. But still, I don't think what Meredith and Mary did was the final nail in Jen getting caught. I really love when they show this flashback all the time. So Heather is talking about how Mary has motive in getting back at Jen. And she's calling back to season 1 when Jen was like, are you really going to listen to Mary who's fucking her grandfather? I can watch that on loop. But yes, it's hilarious that Whitney and Heather just came up with the whole timeline in their head about Mary and Meredith setting up Jen. So next scene we're with Jen and her mom is coming over to visit. We see Jen emotional in her confessional talking about how not that many people believe her, but her mom does. And I'm like, well, of course your mom's gonna believe you. She knows this isn't me. Well, the FBI sure do, so good luck with that. So Jen's mom is helping her with these charitable gift bags she's giving back to the homeless. Like, I guess to get off her mind that she's being indicted from stealing from old people. Ooh, so we getting some legal tea from Jen, and she's telling her mom that they have a team of 3 lawyers, and they have a $2 million retainer. I'm wondering where Jen is gonna get the money, because we know Coach Shaw ain't making that. And the show ain't paying her that much, so maybe her attorneys have her on a payment plan or something. And I'm guessing that's why she's doing all these appearance gigs at like strip clubs and stuff, because I mean, any money is good right now. Oop, and she says her attorneys are saying they want cash. Not assets, not liquidated items, cash money. So yeah, there's a conversation of downsizing for her. I mean, she said her son's in medical school. Like, she really like just blew her family up right now. I mean, she's lucky her husband is still in her corner right now, because I really do think if the judge finds her guilty, he's out the door. Jen doesn't want to downsize, but I'm like, girl, what's the other option? Seriously. It's just so weird seeing Jen say, like, I just can't believe this is happening to me. I didn't do anything wrong. Like, she really believes her own lies. It's almost like a sociopath. Like, you did that. Like, the FBI has been investigating you for years. So, it's just so confusing. It's hard to even call it a performance because she's serious. Like, she really believes she didn't do nothing wrong. Damn, it also looked like her mom is like taking out everything to help Jen retain a lawyer too. So yeah, she's about to put her own mom in debt too. So next scene, we see all the ladies getting ready to go to Whitney's event. Whitney's getting ready. She has major anxiety. We see Mary and Meredith, who are the new alliance. They're on their way there. What the fuck is Meredith wearing? Seriously. She's wearing a lavender suit with these huge feathers all over it. She looks like one of those flamingo girls you see in Vegas going to a business meeting. Mary tells Meredith that she didn't even want to go to this event. The only reason she's going is because she gave a word to Whitney that she'll come. So we're with Lisa and she's trying to decide on what to wear. Her husband's been extra shady in this scene, like he almost got a personality now. And she's telling him how she notices that there's a divide between her and Meredith. Like, she's being different with her energy is off. Best friendships breaking down into enemies. I mean, it's a common Housewives trope at this point. I mean, with Bethany and Jill, Teresa and Jacqueline, Nene and Cynthia, and pretty much everybody Nene's been friends with, and so on. Okay, so Whitney's party has officially started. Heather's the first to arrive. She looks great. We see Angie, or Sarah Paulson, as y'all all know. I wish she was more in this season, but it seemed like they just left her for dead. Jenny and her ancient husband arrive. We see Lisa. I love what she's wearing. Hate her shoes, though. So we see Heather and Jenny talking, and we see Jenny brought a bag with her, and in that bag are the Louis Vuitton boots that Mary gave her. She's gonna give it back to her. She says she's giving back these shoes because it wasn't genuine. Girl, look, if I get a pair of $1,300 shoes, I don't care, I'm keeping it. But that's just me. Ooh, child. So Meredith and Mary arrive, and now that I'm seeing Meredith's outfit, like as she's standing up close, that shit is hideous. Like, did her son make this for her? Like, this is an abomination. It's this frumpy, sad lavender suit with these huge feathers that are safety pinned on, it looks like. If Mary Cosby looks good standing next to you, you failed. Wow, so all the husbands are there. I mean, except for Mary's grand husband, of course. We see Mary keep complaining about, is someone gonna take my coat? Is someone gonna take my coat? How about somebody take your ass away, Mary, and put your ass in the fucking paddy wagon? You need to be taken away, not just your coat. So Jen and Coach Shaw arrive, and I'm not sure if I like this, what Jen is wearing. I like the dress, but the hair, nah. I like her with the jet black hair. This hair, this blonde, it's not working. It's washing her out. So then the camera pans on Meredith as Jen is walking in, and Meredith is clearly shook and annoyed by this. She then says in her confessional, I'm not sure if there's a hearing problem, but I could have sworn I said, don't invite me. Well, girl, too bad. Y'all on the same show, y'all work together. Either you can release your snowflake to Angie, Sarah Paulson, or get back to work. It's clear that all the ladies don't care what Meredith said. And if Meredith really cared, she could have just asked Whitney, like, oh, are you inviting Jen? Because if so, I'm not coming. But either way, she gives Jen a fake hug, hello, and keeps it moving. She says she feels forced, but I'm like, girl, y'all on the same reality show. Get over it. So as Heather is complimenting Jen on her strawberry blonde wig, Jen says, oh yeah, I'm like Beyonce. Shady ass cameramen zoom in on Meredith, who I'm guessing heard that, and she did a little look like, Yeah, Jen, let's not bring Beyonce into this. You see how that white woman all over Coach Shaw, like smelling his cologne? Ooh, I'm so glad Jen was not there for that. Okay, Whitney, so she's finally getting to her own party. This red looks amazing on her. She looks ravishing. So now Jenny takes this opportunity to tell Mary she wants to talk to her, but tells all the other women too to come to the back as well. Her plan is to call out Mary on her comments in front of everybody so she can wiggle her way out of it. Now, this is the Jenny that I'm glad that showed up. She's going to embarrass Mary's ass in front of all the other women. So all 7 ladies are seated, and Jenny says, well, I just wanted to bring you all together because I have something to say to Mary. And Mary, I did not appreciate you telling me, you complimented me on my beautiful slanted eyes. And when she said she was offended by it, Mary was like, really? And then she's like, well, I love slanted eyes. Oh my fucking God. Seriously? Seriously. Jenny is just blown away that she said it again, and then she's telling her that, it's racist. I think it's a microaggression more so, and Mary's just rolling her eyes at it. And now Mary has the fucking nerve to ask all the other women, did they find it offensive? When you have the Asian woman telling you that it was offensive. And everybody's agreeing like, yeah, it's offensive. It's offensive. And then you have Meredith who tells Mary, well, I don't know if it would be offensive or not. I just wouldn't say it. Bitch, are you serious? At that point when I saw that, I yelled at my TV. I was done with Meredith. Like, is she really defending Mary right now? Like, I never tweet Housewives, at them. But I had to at Meredith because I was very disappointed in her. I liked Meredith at first, but I don't know what spell Mary has her under, but she needs to wake the fuck up. Because all that did was just highlight Meredith's prejudice. And I didn't forget in the beginning of the season how I think Meredith is low-key homophobic too. That's why she didn't know that her son was gay. And all the other women are just like, bitch, for real? Wow, everybody heard that. And then we see the women one by one comment in their confessionals about what Meredith said. Even Lisa's like, okay, yeah, I don't think we need to do a Gallup survey on whether that's offensive or not. It's still not getting through to Mary. She was just like, I had no idea. I meant it as a compliment. Just listen to her and just say sorry. Oh my God. And then we see her dumbass in the confessional trying to defend on what she said. Like, oh yeah, well in America, slanted eyes are beautiful. Get this woman off the show. Please get her off the show, Bravo. So she finally apologizes to Jenny, but I don't know. I call bullshit. It was very insincere. And Jenny isn't done yet. So she tells Mary that she's returning her shoes that she gave her because it wasn't genuine, and she found out from Lisa that they were actually for Jen in the first place. And the other ladies were just like, it looked like everybody had the same thought, like, girl, if you don't want those shoes, you can pass them over to me. And then Jenny points out that Mary left the receipt in the box too. Mary cops to that. She was like, okay, my bad. I didn't mean to leave the receipt in there. But she lets us know in her confessional that she bought those shoes for the reunion. It hurt her feet, so she didn't want them. So they technically weren't used. It was just something that she bought that she just didn't want anymore. And personally, I don't see the problem with that. Like, hey, if you have some brand new size 13 shoes that you don't want, hey, you can give it to me. They $1,300 too? Thank you. Now, I agree with you, Jenny, on the other shit, the racist shit, but giving those red bottoms back, nah, you could have kept it. So as Jenny giving the shoes back, Heather tells Jen, well, you want them? And then Mary joins in. She's like, yeah, honey, take them. Jen's looking around. She was like, okay. This was a funny moment. I enjoyed this shoe moment. As Jen opens the box and look at the shoe, she's like, you don't want these? And then Jenny's like, no, Jen, it wasn't meant for me. I don't want them. Yeah, all the other ladies are like, these are some spectacular shoes, girl. You're lost. So then Whitney tells the other ladies that she's going to excuse herself because, you know, it's her party. But before she leaves, she wants to mention to Mary as well as the other ladies about these discriminatory comments that are being said. And she feels like it's being brushed to the side. And she wants to let them know that it's not okay. And I love what she said in her confessional. She's like, I like my friends how I like my skincare. Non-toxic and cruelty-free. I know that's right. I mean, I like you, Whitney. I just hope you're not a Republican. But in all seriousness, I do appreciate Whitney holding Mary as well as the other ladies accountable not to just brush this to the side. So she tells Mary, like, you know, I don't know why you're saying this, but like, can we please stop this? And then Mary's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't say that all the time about everybody. And then Lisa's like, oh, well, actually, what you said to me about the Mexican thug comment, and then Mary just denied it and said, oh, I did not say that at all. Girl, cue production, roll the footage, we heard you. When I see gent, I see heartless, I see a Mexican thug. You said that. You said that. I will say Lisa should have called her ass out then and there, but maybe she just wanted to hold that in her pocket for later. Jen has a weird look on her face. I'm really surprised she's not involved in this conversation, but then Meredith speaks up and she's like, oh, well, I think we're all in our... Shut the fuck up, Meredith. Shut the fuck up. Like, what is wrong with you? It goes well beyond prejudices. Seriously? Seriously, nobody cares about your beef with Jen right now. We're talking about the stupid shit that Mary said, and you're really going to defend her right now? But now Meredith's trying to bring up how people that are friends with Jen are talking about Jen behind her back. What does that have to do with what was being said by Whitney? So now this discussion is about Meredith and Jen now, and Jen wants to know, like, what is Meredith's problem with her? And Meredith tells her, I'm just too hurt right now. I just can't be your friend. So what Meredith is saying right now, it's like she doesn't like how people are talking about Jen, and Jen, you need a friend right now? What the fuck? And now Lisa jumps in the conversation because clearly she's implying that, you know, it's Lisa who's talking about Jen when it was actually Mary talking about Jen in the harshest light. So now she calls out what Mary said, and of course Mary's gonna deny because she's a fucking liar. So now as Mary's getting called out, what does she do? She does what she always does. She walks away. And then I'm sure Meredith's gonna go right behind her. Yep, Meredith goes right behind her, and Meredith thinks that everyone is ganging up on her. Ooh, I can't wait till this reunion, y'all. I really can't wait. So we see Jenny in her confessional saying, of course, you have Mary walking away and Meredith right behind her. Did one of Meredith's feathers fall off? Because why does Mary have it in her hand right now? I love the play on words that Jenny said. Birds of a feather flock together. So yeah, I think Meredith is low-key prejudiced too. The way she was defending Mary and her comments. So it looks like Meredith and Mary are gonna leave together. So Lisa finds Meredith, goes up to her and says, like, we need to talk. Like, I really wanna talk to you. And Meredith ain't trying to hear it right now. She's like, well, you keep attacking me. And I'm like, she walks away. And then Lisa's like, you know what? I'm not chasing after you, Meredith. I really can't believe Mary is coming between their friendship. Mary Cosby, of all people. And here we go with Meredith. She's disengaging again. So now Lisa goes up to Mary and tries to talk to her, and Mary was like, no, we're not talking about, I don't have to talk about anything with you. I'm not sure why Lisa is trying to get through to Mary. Mary clearly doesn't give a fuck about anybody on this cast. So trying to like amend their friendship, I think it's moot at this point. So now Lisa is literally following Mary through the party. Saying, are you my friend? Are you not my friend? Like, Lisa, let it go. Let it go. And then we see Whitney trying to make a toast and get everybody's attention. And then we're back with Mary and Lisa arguing with each other. And Mary tells Lisa that she's two-faced. I mean, coming from Mary, that holds absolutely no weight at all. And now she's denying again that she said Mexican thug. Like, she's a fucking liar. A bigoted, self-hating, classist liar. Lisa's calling, trying to tell her, Mary, you said that in the kitchen. You said that. And Mary's like, I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. Oh, Lord. Like, I guess we just have to wait till the reunion. We then see Mary in her confessional saying, I don't remember saying that. I want to believe I didn't say that. Or if I did say it, I must have mixed it up with the cartel. Like, we understood what you were talking about, but it was still racist. Child, we still see Whitney trying to give this toast, but then we're back with Lisa and Mary was like, well, I don't remember saying that. And if I did say that, you need to tell me in that moment. Which I do agree that Lisa should have said something in that moment instead of waiting to tell her in front of all the ladies. That's the only thing I agree with on Mary's part, that she should have said something in that moment. Just how like in the beginning of the episode, like when Mary was imitating Jenny's accent, Meredith should have said something in that moment. Whitney finally finishes her toast. And then Mary trying to turn the tables on Lisa now just because she didn't call her out in that moment. Bitch, you still said what you said. It's still wrong. You're still in the wrong. And Lisa is just taking it right now. But she does say in her confessional that Mary's just angry and being defensive because she knows she's wrong. Lord, they are still going back and forth just in the conversation. And we got like, what, 30 seconds left? Oh my God, wrap it up. So then finally, the last bullshit that Mary tells Lisa is she thought that their friendship was higher than she thought it was. And Lisa has nothing to say to that. And that is where the episode ends. Whew, this was a really good episode, y'all. Like, these ladies are bringing it. I'm enjoying it. Mary's kooky ass, I can't stand her still, but I am entertained. But yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode. Whose side are y'all on? And what do y'all think about this Meredith situation? Because that was the most offensive thing to me in this episode. Her defending Mary's comments. But anyway, y'all, I also want to let y'all know that I've decided to pick up Real Housewives of Miami. So the next video I do after Salt Lake City, it'll be a recap of episodes 1 through 4 in one video. And then we're going to start with episode 5 later on this week. It's too good of a franchise to not do. So y'all bear with me, be patient. And yeah, I'll have that up for y'all later this week. So with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next video. Bye.